There are 5 angles of attack, and I'm just going to review them again. The angle 1, normally in the system we practice, is diagonal. The angle 2 is diagonal. Angle 3 is horizontal. Angle 4 is horizontal, and the angle 5 is a middle thrust that goes into usually the solar plex or in the growing area. There are more than 5 angles of attack, but for the purpose of this tape, I would like to just show 5 again. So that's the angle 1, the angle 2, the angle 3, the angle 4, and the angle 5. Basically, there are 3 ranges in stick fighting. The first one is long range, commonly called largo mano. This is shown by, notice that the stick, you're out of the range of this stick, but you can hit his hand. Can you repeat one more time? That's the strike over here. I'm out of the range of the stick, but I can hit his hand. Okay? He strikes at that angle 2. Notice I'm out of range of the stick, but I can hit his hand. He strikes at angle 3. I'm out of range of the stick, and I can strike his hand. This is long range distance we're working at. Okay? And number 5 angle, hitting. Again, repeat it again. That's angle 1, which you strike the hand. Angle 2, you strike the hand. Angle 3, you're out of range of the weapon, but you can strike the arms or the limbs. Number 4 and number 5. The second range is called middle range. This range is depicted is that because you can monitor and trap the hand. Notice out here, I'm not in middle range because he can hit my hand. But middle range means that you can monitor his hand. If he were to strike at angle 2, I can hit the hand. Okay? If he were to strike at angle 3, I can touch the hand. This is basically what we refer to as middle range. Angle 4, notice that I can hit his hand. That is basically middle range target. Okay? All right. Angle 5, again, going back here. This is middle range. Okay. Notice the difference between middle range and close quarter. Middle range, I can touch his hand, and I can touch, but I cannot reach with the puño. Okay. Close quarter means that I can apply the puño strike here, or if he strikes at angle 1 again, I can strike at angle 2 here, or if he strikes at angle 2, notice that I can use the puño. That is close quarter. In close quarter, also, many different things such as choking can be applied now at this point. Okay. All right, so these are basic, again, the 3 different ranges. First, long range, you can hit his hand. At angle 2, we're out of range of the weapon, we hit the limb of the body. Okay. Again, we hit the limb. Number 4, we hit the limb. And number 5, hitting the limb. Okay. And middle range again, the second range is we can monitor the hand. This is usually where disarms can occur. Okay. But the main point in the middle range is that we can monitor the hand or we can touch the hand. At angle 2 again, the main thing is that we can touch the hand. At close quarter is that the puño can reach. And this is close quarter fighting. This is, of course, where all the chokes and the strangles and the foot sweeps and the throws will occur. So again, there are 3 ranges: long range, middle range, and close quarter. The same principle in long range, if you're fighting with the sword, you wouldn't try to block it. The principle in long range is to hit the hand. If you were to strike at angle 2 again, you would hit the hand. If you strike at angle 2 again, hitting the limb and clearing the weapon. Okay? If you strike at angle 4, you would hit. And at angle 5 again, you would sidestep this way or sidestep on the outside, evading it, still staying out of the range of the weapon. This is the long range. In middle range, again, it's a little bit harder, a little bit more dangerous, but you should touch the hand over here so that disarms can occur and slashing motions can occur for the technique. Same thing of angle 2. The same principle is being used whether you have a stick or no matter what the shape of the weapon is. Okay? And close quarter is the same thing. Is when the butt of the weapon can be used. So those are the 3 ranges, whether you have the sword or whether you have the stick. Then, again, if I were to have Jeff pick up a stick for a minute, you'll notice, if he would hand me a stick, his same principle of blocking my hand would hit the hand. That is the first thing we do, even for middle range. The hand is being checked, and the hand would be hit. Okay? Notice that no matter what angle, the angle for angle 1 is still the same. Notice he would hit my hand on the first motion, and hit my supporting hand with the second motion. Okay? So that I wouldn't have a chance. As soon as that comes, it comes out like that. So no matter even if I strike here, he smashes my hand, he smashes my hand. So you can smash the hand both at middle range and at close quarter. Okay, right now I'd like to go through some of the basic methods that you might use at middle range stick fighting. Okay? The first is what they refer to as the rook block. Notice that we are in middle range for this particular block and the hand will check. What you follow up here is according to your own preference or your own choice or what you decide to do at that particular time. I'll do the root block again. This is the root block. Notice that I could not apply the root block here because I cannot monitor his hand. I can't reach it. Therefore, at this range, I'm better off staying at long range. But once I come to this range and I can monitor that hand, I will hit. The back point, if you don't have the checking hand here and I try to hit, this will hit me. So this hand has to be monitored. This is the root block. A block that looks very similar to is called the high wing. Notice that the stick is pointed down. As in the root block, the stick is pointed out. In the high wing again, the stick is pointed down and it's hit. We actually would try to hit the hand if we're that close, like going like this. But for training, we go on the stick. That would be the trap. What I follow up will be according to my preference. Again, this is the root block, and I strike. This is the high wing, and I strike. And then another block, the third block, is called the umbrella. Okay? It looks like the root block. I'll do it 3 times. Okay? Strike. Actually, in reality, I would hit Jeff's hand here, and I strike. Again, repeat again. This is the root block for the number 1 angle. This is the high wing for the number 1 angle. And this is the umbrella. Those are the 3 major blocks or deflections. We come to the 4th block, which is called the inside deflection. The inside deflection, we can slash up. I'll repeat it again slow. Notice that I monitor the hand, I slash up, and I strike the head. Or I can slash horizontal and strike the head 2 or 3 times. Or I can slash down. Or I can slash and go into the sector here. Or I can backhand the strike going right here immediately. It's a very quick move. Most people can't see it. So when we train a lot of times, we just hit the stick, indicating that we have hit the hand. What we follow up with is according to our own preference, whether I follow up with a downward figure 8, whether I follow up with an upward figure 8, whether I follow up with the horizontal abanico with tick, or whether I follow up with the diagonal with tick, which is going diagonal. Okay? Or I can follow up with the with tick going on this side. Or if I follow up with 2 or 3 hits on the bottom line and going into this line. These are still the basics. But the root motion has to come from the 4. The root block, the high wing, the umbrella, and the inside deflection. Okay. At angle 2, we have several. We have the outside deflection. Notice that we're in range, and the hand, this hand here now, would be wrong to use it, because I cannot reach his hand. Over here, I can monitor the motion and still hit, and go through various different strikes. Okay? This is the umbrella. Notice that in reality, I would really go in and strike here. But for training, I stay out here, so the danger to my partner is minimized. Okay? This is the shield. Some systems, we point it down. Sometimes they point it horizontal. Others, it's either vertical, diagonal, or horizontal. This is the shield block for angle 2. Of course, all this now we're working out middle range. Okay, repeat it again. You have an outside deflection, back. You have shield, which is this motion. Notice that the shield is better used with the trapping hand. This wouldn't be used by itself because you need this hand to move it. So the shield would be used here. Okay. Also, you have the umbrella, which is here. Okay. You can use a high wing, but it has to be drifted down to this other side. So those are the 4 basics that primarily I would use for the angle 2. Angle 3 is a strike that hits the rib cage. If the elbow's in there, we hit the ulnar nerve, which is your crazy bone. And if the arm is not there, it is on rib cage. If I turn here, it will hit the base of my spine, hitting it someplace on the spinal column. Over here, it will hit the top of the solar plex. Any place I turn, that is still angle 3. To defend against it, I can go back to long range. Okay? I can follow it on the opposite side, or I can play the middle range. Okay? I can shield it, which is a block like this. All right? So there's and I can also inside deflect it like this. So there's different variations that you can use. For angle 4, there is a drop stick deflection. Okay? The drop stick deflection can be monitored on the outside. There is also a wing. The wing is letting it flow out to the other side. Okay, repeat that again. You let it flow out to the opposite side, and you strike it. That's the wing. Okay. However, sometimes you can stop it right here and move it All right. In rare occasions, you can shield it. That would be the shield, and you can follow it in many different variations. Okay. Number 4 angle also, if you can flow like this, it looks the same, but it's not. That's the gunting. Because we let this one here, we stop it first and then pass it. That's the wing block. As in the gunting or the scissors, we let it flow. This, in essence, is a hit here and letting it pass and then hitting it. Okay. Number 5 angle. These are very common angles. This is the abanico. In reality, I would already hit the wrist 2 or 3 times before I go up. Or I can low wing it on this side, hitting it like this. Or I can outside deflect it on this side. Right? Or I can scoop it. These are the basics that you use and you need to defend against the 5 basic angles of attack.